Hey, you ready?
No shit, it's you.
Hey, 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 yeah, hey. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it. Let's chop it. Yeah, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up.
All right, this is Let's Chop It Up with Zaz, and today we got a special guest, a master in the craft. You know what I'm saying? Masta Ace is here with us today, blessing our presence. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on Chop It Up.
Definitely. We appreciate you coming by, man, and representing, man. So tell me, Masta Ace, what you been doing lately, man?
Well, I've been, because we're in a quarantine, obviously, and pandemic and all of that, I haven't been doing any shows. I haven't done a show since February. Since February of last year. So I've been focusing on some writing projects that I've been working on.
Nice.
One is a hip hop musical that's kind of like loosely based on a few of my albums, and very loosely based on. And then I'm writing I wrote a pilot for a TV series, and I'm continuing to work on that. And I'm still, in the studio with Marco Polo working on an upcoming project for 2021. At some point, we're gonna get that going.
That was an amazing project, the first one, man.
Yeah, thank you. Marco killed it.
I said Masta Ace just came back around and smacked everybody. Man, brother, you killed that joint, man.
Thank you.
And what was it with, there was like speculation that was going to be like your last album. When I heard
Marco?
Yeah. When I heard that, I was like, nah, Masta ain't leaving that alone. So
well,
you want to clarify that?
Yeah, well, when I did Disposable Arts in 2001, in my mind, that was going to be my last album. I didn't expect to get the type of reaction to that album that I got. Just overwhelming fan support around the world. And because of that one album, it kind of set me on a path to continuing to do music. I realized that there was actually people out there who cared what I was doing, who liked what I was doing. And sometimes in this industry, you can reach a point where you just feel like nobody's paying attention, nobody's listening, nobody's into what you're doing, and it's a waste of time and energy. So being that I dropped that album in 01 and saw how the fans reacted, I said, okay. And so when that album came out, the company that was distributing it, they went out of business 1 month after the album dropped. So I really felt like kind of shortchanged. So I was like, man, I can't go out on that note. Like with people didn't really get to hear, like enough people didn't know about this album. So I'm gonna do one more, and the one more was A Long Hot Summer. I said I'm gonna do A Long Hot Summer, and in that way, when people hear A Long Hot Summer, they'll find out that it was a story connected to a previous album, and then maybe people will go back and actually get Disposable Arts. Because Disposable Arts was really my swan song, was really my way to say, all right, this is it. No regrets. It's done. Appreciate it. And so after I did A Long Hot Summer, I said I still had the energy to rhyme. I still wanted to rhyme. I felt like I could still make music. I said, well, I'll focus on special projects. That's what I was calling them, special projects. And the first special project was the project with EMC, my group EMC. And we dropped, and then after that, the next special project was with Ed O.G. I did an album with Ed O.G., A&E. And then after A&E, I did a special project with MF Doom. Rest in peace, Doom. M.A. Doom, son of Yvonne, which I kind of viewed as a special project at the time because it was all of Doom beats. It's my first time ever rhyming over just one producer's production. And so, but really, when you really listen to the M.A. Doom album, it really sounds like a solo record. And so at that point, I was like, wow, I guess I'm not done because I've been touring. It was like, it basically, it had been 18 or 17 years straight of touring off of these albums, and it didn't make sense to walk away at that point. So I never really revisited that thought of last album ever since Long Hot Summer. That was the last time that I really said, okay, yeah, this is it right here. After this, I'm gonna hang it up. Not gonna do no more solo albums. Because obviously after M.A. Doom, Son of Yvonne, then I dropped the Fallen Season and then the project with Marco Polo. So it's really the fans. That's why I'm still rocking. It's the fans. The fans show overwhelming appreciation and love for the projects, and they come out to the shows, and so that's why I keep going.
Man, we love you, brother, man. You have no idea. That the Brooklyn Masada, Masala.
Yeah, Masala,
I
yeah.
love that song, man. That
Thank
song
you.
is amazing. And the way you did that was actually another label that went out, right? The label that you was on with that
Yeah,
one?
studio distribution.
Yeah. That one went
They
out.
they hung around at least for a year or so.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
did go out of business as well, though. You're right.
yeah. But that Yvonne with the M.A. Doom joint, that was actually
Yeah.
gonna be a mixtape for you, right?
It was just supposed to be a media. I was gonna throw it out for free. Just
Yeah.
I was gonna spit over a couple of Doom instrumentals and just throw it out to the fans for free.
Fat
And
Beats was like, nah, man, let's do it.
yeah, like what do you? This can't be free. Like what are you doing?
That's
Like,
what I said. I was like, what? This is gonna be crazy.
I mean, that was the era where everybody was just dropping free mixtapes left and
Yeah.
right, and so but I will say this: I wasn't planning on writing the type of songs that I ended up writing. I was just gonna be just spitting. That was the plan. I'm just gonna just say some rhymes. Just I'm ill, I'm nice, braggadocio type stuff. But once Fat Beat stepped to the table with an offer of a real budget and everything, I said, well, we're gonna do this. Then I got to go in and write some songs about something. This album has to be about something. And so then I dedicated it to the memory of my moms.
Yes. Now, was MF Doom involved?
So all those beats, just about all of them, I think maybe except for two, all those beats had been previously, they were instrumentals that were previously released on his instrumental albums. He did like I don't know how many CDs it was, like a 4 or 5 CD set. Had to be like 60 something, 70 something. But every beat that he ever put out, whether it was for other people or for himself, he just put all of the instrumentals out and sold them, through a distributor. And so when I got my hands on a few of the instrumentals, I just started getting some ideas for songs. I started writing to the instrumentals, and it wasn't until I was about a year into writing the joints and recording joints that he and I had a show together at the Montreux Jazz Festival in Europe. And at that point, I was using social media to kind of tell people that I was working on this, like Twitter. I was telling people on Twitter and just like kind of like teasing it, letting people know that something was coming. And so by the time I saw him at the show at the Montreux Jazz Festival, he had already heard about it because it was already swirling around. And so I said, yo, after the show, I want to come by the room and let you hear what I got. And after the show went back, played him. I probably played him 8 songs. Most of the rap songs that I had, I played him, and he was like, "Yo, this is dope." And then I said, "Yo, if you don't mind, I'd love to have you on a song, or feature on a joint." He said, "Sure, I'm down. I'll do it." And that was really the extent of his involvement. He put the instrumentals out. I got my hands on them and started. He did give me a couple of instrumentals that weren't previously released. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head the names of the beats, but 1 or 2 of those beats from that album were joints that he hadn't put out yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wasn't. Yeah, you're right. Because there was a couple of beats on there that was like they weren't familiar.
Yeah, it was
like,
one.
okay.
It was either 1 or 2. I feel like I Did It might have been one. My song I did a video for. I think that was one of them. And I'm not sure if Home Sweet Home was one. I don't think Home Sweet Home was, because I feel like I heard that Doom beat before, but it was one other beat maybe. Yeah.
I gotta listen to it again. I was rocking that like crazy, man. So tell me something, Master. From your cold chilling days till now, with the symphony, you were part of that song.
Yeah.
That was an amazing song. For you to still be around to this day, how does that feel?
I mean, really, it's a testament to the fans more than anything. Um, and I should say the fans worldwide, because if it had been for, if I had to only rely on the fans here in the United States, I probably would have been done 20 years ago, to be honest with you, because the US is really here, we really focus on what's on the radio, what's commercially available, what's getting the most airplay, the most spins. And essentially, if you're not on the radio or you're not on, your videos on TV every 5 minutes, people don't know you exist. And you don't know how many times in the US I've bumped into people just on the street, in the mall or whatever, and they'd be like, "You still doing music? Like, I remember you did that Me and the Biz joint, but that's the last thing I remember." And I'm like, dude, I've been doing records 25 years since then. They have no idea. They have no clue that I kept putting out music. So,
And crazy records at that. We ain't talking about no regular heat. We talking about some heat now.
yeah, they a lot of the fans here in the US are so brainwashed into the commercial radio sound of music. And so if it doesn't sound like what's on the radio, in their minds, it's not worth listening to. And that is what that is. I'm just fortunate that there's hip hop fans all over the world and not just the US.
But you know what though, Ace? I think that the way things are now with the underground, the indies, I think we're coming strong and we're making a lot of noise. And I think that right now, if you were to do anything, this will be the time, because I think that the spotlight is on the underground right now.
Well, like I said, I haven't stopped. I've continued to drop, music, whether
Yes.
it's solos or group projects. The music has continued to come out.
So you've always repped that, man. Always repped that sound.
Yeah,
And you're not scared to try new things.
I'll try
Incorporate
new
it.
things. I don't go too left. It got to still sound good to me. Like, I won't do something just because it sounds weird, but I'm not really into it. Like, whatever it is that I do, I like it to be something that I could say, yo, I like this. I would listen to this. So I do try to, I do make my attempts to be different, but not so different that people don't know what the hell's going on.
And when I say different, I mean Master Ace Incorporated, right? That was like a whole nother, because like I said, I'm living on the same block as 555 Soul, two black guys, right, on
Oh
Lulu
yeah,
Street.
555. I was over there
You,
all the time.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm from that area. So when I heard you go West Coast with it, I was like, wow, that's different. Ace over some West Coast stuff. So you
Now,
you were
just so
never
we just so we're clear, I know you're probably referring to Born to Roll, like the Jeep Ass Nigga remix, right? And so it's interesting that people, when they heard that song, and I think a lot of it had to do with the video, because I shot the video in LA at the Super Show
okay.
at the Coliseum, and so the big car show, and so a lot of the images in the video were evoking West Coast, culture.
Yes.
There was low riders, there was cars on hitting switches, a lot of blonde girls and all of that, and so you know, but the music itself, the backdrop to that music that I was rapping to, the Born to Roll music, is a record called Knowledge Me that was on Def Jam. That was a record that came out in New York back in the 80s. It was on Def Jam. The group was called Original Concept. The song was called Knowledge Me. And it just so happened that sound, that we were kind of doing in the 80s was still popping in other markets, the West Coast, the Midwest, the South. They still were into the 808s and the 909s and just the heavy, bass. It wasn't necessarily about super sample heavy, James Brown kind of stuff. That stuff didn't really make it out to the West like that. But the video I think had a lot to do with it. And then I followed that up with the INC Ride video, which was right on Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood Boulevard, which solidified even more in people's minds that this was a West Coast movement. And I was signed to, Delicious Vinyl right there in Sunset Boulevard. So it made sense, to kind of rock where the label was at, because that was a new market for me. It was, people didn't know who I was before Born to Roll in LA like that. Like, I ain't not to a person, but a lot of people didn't know about the symphony or any of that stuff.
Okay.
So it was like a fresh start for me in a lot of ways.
Nice. So when you came on, was the symphony like the first, like, the hard hit that came for you, being involved in such a track with all those heavy hitters on there? How did it feel?
Yeah.
I know you was young at that time, man. So how did it?
I was young, but I was older than everybody else on the song.
How
That's
about that?
Part. Yeah, I'm older than Kane, Craig, and G-Rap.
How about that?
Yeah.
I guess it's the voice, man. The voice kind of like, because your voice never changed. And the look never changed. Every time I see you, I'm like, yo, Ace don't get old, man.
You can see the grays. They're
we got the grays, but it's all good, man.
I see some pictures from me 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and I see my skin looks so smooth. Like, I was like, man, like, I see it. Like, maybe the average person doesn't.
Yeah, because it's you.
Yeah, but I definitely see it.
You're gonna recognize, definitely, man. And the one thing I liked about you, one of the things that always come out to me is your style. The style of dressing, the style of flowing, your character. It's like a humbling, experience when we watch you. As that's how I look at you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that when you have those attributes in life, you could be around forever. You're not going nowhere. People always going to want you around.
That's a product of, the raising of my mother and grandmother. The two of them, they instilled the right kind of values in me. And I'm fortunate to have two women like that to make sure that I didn't grow up as a young asshole. I had love in my life. I got hugs. I got, kisses on the cheek, and, your grandmother get in your neck and you be giggling and like, stop.
That's
like,
right.
Everybody in my hood didn't get that.
Nah.
And you could tell because they walked around angry. They walked around wanting to just fight anybody for anything. And so that's probably why I seem different to a lot of people, because I come from the environment where you would think I would grow up super angry. But I had love, man. And that's what all our young people need is parents that care about them, that love them, whether it's mom and dad or mom and grandma or auntie and uncle, whatever it is, they all need love.
And we both come from the Ville, man.
You from Brownsville?
Yeah. And like you said, man, with love and all that, you know what I mean? It don't matter where you live at. As long as you have that in your life, you're good to go, man. I used to live on New Lots Avenue, 230 Lot Avenue, one of the worst projects in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I came out pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all about how they treat you and, raise you and do all that good stuff. So that's amazing, man, because we all see it. You know what I mean? My mom's like, you representing me when you out there. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So, every time I'm about to do something, I'm like, all right, mom's got me. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So, yeah, man. So what's up next for you? I know you said that you're going to do the, the upcoming, release. And then you got the musical.
The new record with Marco Polo.
Yes.
And the TV series that I'm working on. that's pretty far down the road, I think, because I don't know that game. It's going to take me a while to kind of learn that game. Script writing. Script writing is something that I always did when I did my albums, but not to this level, not to this where you're actually having to develop characters and storylines. And you watch enough. I feel like I watch enough shows on TV, and I say to myself, like, this is mad unrealistic. Like, who wrote this? Like, this is not good. I could do something way better than this. And so, you just reach a point where, like, well, stop talking and do it then. And so that's pretty much how that came about. But those are the real things that are next, man. And hopefully, get back to touring. I'm missing the road, because that's probably the lion's share of my income on a yearly basis is touring, is being on the road. And so I look forward to getting back to that real soon.
Yeah. And I think that with the merch, a lot of people are gravitating to the merch because they can't go to these tours. They can't reach out. You know what I mean? So
that's what I did.
That's what you did. I saw that.
I ramped up my my merch game, mastaace.com, the website. I added a few new items. Most recently, the Symphony hoodie. People seeing it. I put it up on my social media.
I saw that.
The super dope illustration of the 4 MCs on the Symphony, and I got those hoodies. We did t-shirts a few years back, but I never did a hoodie, so decided to do a hoodie this time. And there's a bunch of other stuff. I got my logo. I got logo shirts, logo hoodies. I got the throwback logo. I call it the classic logo from Masta Ace Incorporated days. Hats. Then I got all the vinyl CDs. It's all there, man. Like, check out the website.
I gotta get on and grab some vinyls.
Please support, man.
Definitely, man. Yeah. So what is it again?
It's mastaace.com.
Mastaace.com, yo. Mastaace.
MASTAACE. MASTAACE.com.
Definitely. And I see that you're eating. I check you on Instagram, man. You be putting up some nice plates up there. So you went straight up vegan now, or no more meat?
Yeah. I started plant-based a little over a year ago. December of 2019 is when I ate my last piece of fish.
Really?
So I went the whole 2020 only just straight up plant-based. I was already not eating dairy and eggs anyway, so really fish was just the last step.
Yeah.
And so since that time, that's what I've been on, and I feel good. I still eat good. Like that's why I put those pictures up, because I have friends that say, like, oh man, I feel sorry for you. And I'm like, don't feel sorry for me. I eat good over here.
You eat good over here, yeah.
I eat well, brother. My plates are nice. So it's just, for somebody out there that's following me that maybe is thinking about or contemplating trying it out, just to give them some ideas on what they could make or what they could eat, and how they could function in this lifestyle. But that's what it is. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, people don't know. That's what it is. They
assume you just eat
Yeah.
salad all day.
Salad and spinach and all that.
Right.
They don't know. That stuff fills you up, man. And you feel good. You feel good afterwards.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know?
You never feel full and bloated and like you want to lay down in the bed right after the meal. All that stuff is you know, that's the kind of stuff that I noticed when I was eating meat and chicken and stuff like that, animal products.
Yeah. I usually eat like that when I fast. When we fast for Ramadan, I usually eat like that. Because I actually have to eat I have to eat like that. You know what I mean? Because if not, man, your whole day will be jacked up. You can't wake up and eat a piece of steak at 3 something in the morning. That's not
that don't work.
You know what I mean? So I do like the peaches, I do peanut butter, I do a bowl of beans. Maybe if it's on a quick thing, I might do a peanut butter and jelly real quick on some wheat toast. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and stuff like that. But it lasts the whole day, man. And just at night, you know what I mean? Just hook it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely, man. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to everything you got going on. And that definitely, man, this is crazy. I got like a legend in front of me right now, yo.
Mm.
But let me plug this in real quick. All right. It's time for a quick break to plug our sponsor, Oxen Halal Chinese Food International, your go-to source for all things halal, hip hop, and art. Go to www.artimitatingox.com. Trust me, it's an experience. I wear the gear and it feels good rocking it. So make sure y'all go check that out. So yeah, Ace, man, I appreciate you, my brother. You're a legend.
Same here.
You're the
Thank you.
man. And when are you gonna put out a beat tape, man?
I mean, I haven't done a beat in I don't know how long.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I haven't done a beat in a while.
So
Last production of mine that anybody heard was probably on a long hot summer. There's a song called Revelations on there,
yeah.
and I produced that. But as far as producing for myself, that's the last time. I don't even know the last time I produced for somebody else. It's been a while, man.
So let me ask you, you feel like you feel like you wanted to have the time for writing? That's why you did that?
Nah, the reason I stopped producing, the real reason is because my wife got pregnant, and when it was just me and her before we had a child, the second bedroom was the pre-production studio. That was the room where I made all my beats. I had all my equipment set up, the keyboard, the MPC, the S950, everything was set up, and I would be in there. All the records was lined up, and as soon as she got pregnant, it became clear that that second bedroom has to become the baby's room. I put all my equipment in boxes, and I basically just shifted my mindset from, trying to continue to focus on music. I just started focusing on being a husband and being a father more than anything else. And so from the day that we broke that room down, this was when I was still living in Brooklyn. From the day that we broke that room down and I put all my equipment into the boxes, it stayed in those boxes ever since.
Wow.
Yeah. Just other things took priority. That's just how
Yeah.
life is sometimes.
That's life, man.
Yeah.
I'm over here saying wow, but I kind of did the same thing.
Yeah.
I got NPCs, I got everything in boxes.
Life happens, and sometimes, and there's certain things that you feel driven to go back to, and that was one of the things that I didn't feel driven to go back to. There was enough dope production around me, and enough talented dudes out there. I was like, plus I don't even feel like I don't rhyme the best to my own beats anyway. Like I never. It's almost like your own cooking. If you cooking all day and you smelling what you cooking the whole time, like you don't even have an appetite for it after the meal is done.
That's true.
And it's kind of like that with the beat. I'm sitting there making it and fixing this and changing this. Some cats can do it. I respect those dudes that can rhyme over their own stuff. I struggle to rhyme over my own stuff. And so that's why I just felt like I rhyme better over other people's stuff. So that's another reason why I didn't really go back to it.
Yeah, I think I like receiving those batches, man. It's something about going through the music and like I grabbed this one, I grabbed that one. So that's beautiful, man. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
All right, so now you just answered that question for me, so I won't look forward to that. Definitely, brother. Well, we wanted to bring you on to praise you, man, to tell you how much we appreciate you. And honestly, man, from the bottom of my heart, man, thank you so much because your music put me through so much in life, man. And
Thank you.
I will never forget that, man.
Thank you. It's brothers like you that make it, worthwhile to be putting records out. And that's why I kept doing it. It's for people who really follow and get impacted by the music.
Definitely, man. So what you got to tell to your fans, man?
Go to the website, masterace.com, and pick up a t-shirt, pick up a hat, pick up a hoodie, pick up a CD, a piece of vinyl. just support this underground movement, especially right now with no shows. So every little bit helps. I appreciate it.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I'll be going in myself to grab a few vinyls.
Word up.
Yeah, man. So, yo, this is Let's Chop It Up with Zaz, and this is Masta Ace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace. Stay right there, Ace.
You are watching a master at work.
From the lonely group.
Baby, yeah.
Нефакс в эфире.
It's only right. Lord, man. These niggas back for all that backstabbing. I go from for all that fronting. Fucking talk about. I had the loneliest life, so it's only right. It's only right. It's only right. Police patrol